It's a free agent society. Free agent society means that you are working for an employer, and you are with the employer as long as employer sees a value in you. You have that relationship. As long as they are seeing value in you, they are getting value from you. The day they don't see a value, that relationship would not exist. Similarly, from your side, you are providing your services as long as you see the relationship is good, you are getting value. The day you don't see that value coming up, you will quit that relationship and move on. That's the free agent society. The consequences of this is that you have to behave very differently. You have to think like a consultant. Even if they are working on a project, they always keep their eyes open for new opportunities coming up. Even if it is a long-term project, they want to talk about the new projects which may come their way. That's the entrepreneurial mindset you have to develop even if you are working for one employer. Second mindset, jobs are temporary, profession is permanent. I'm working with my current employer, but I don't know how long. But what I know that I would always remain a CFO. I know my profession very well. I have been a CFO, before that a controller, and I would continue to be a finance professional. That's definite. That's for sure. How long with the current employer? I don't know. And in the current scenario of the global economy, it could be longer, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, maybe longer, 20 years for some lucky people, but it will change. So mindset is, jobs are temporary, my profession is permanent. If you believe into it, what will you do differently? You will try to strengthen your ties with the profession, not with the job. Being loyal to your employer is still considered the #1 professional characteristic. That if you are working for an employer, you need to be loyal to your employer. Of course, you need to be. But before you are loyal to your employer, you need to be loyal to your profession. So first, loyalty to your profession. Why is it important? If you work with a small company, and if you are living in your job day in, day out, you don't have time to really go outside the employer or job to see what is happening in the world. Here you come and you see what is happening in the world. And then you learn few good things, and you go back and try to apply with your employer. If you're loyal to your profession, you have to have long-lasting connection with the profession. Your long-term association with the professional body, and regular getting back to it. If there is a situation of transition in job, where would you go? You need to get back to your professional body. You would never be fired from your professional body. They would basically help you. So you need to have stronger ties with the professional body than your employer. Third mindset, it's really work-life integration. There is no work-life balance. Can you stop thinking about your family when you're at work? You can. It's one life. Similarly, if you're really committed to your job, if you're really committed to your profession, your work, you can't stop thinking of work when you are at home, can you? Reality is that you are thinking all the time of your work if you are committed, and you're thinking all the time of your family when you're at work. It's integrated. So why do we have to live in compartment? Why do you have to really put slots, a 9 to 5? All of my life, from the very beginning of my career, I did not mind really doing some personal work at my job. But at the same time, there was hardly any weekend I didn't do corporate job at my home. It was all based on priority. Most of us live 9 to 5 in corporate prisons, and then we get rescued every day, 5, 6 p.m. And then we go back to prison again. Every day is such torture. Monday is horrible because we have to go back to prison after 2 days freedom. Change that mindset, it's very easy. Some of my best projects in my career were done either during my vacation time at a beach or from the comfort of my bedroom. Because those are the places which gives me a high level of thinking. Fourth mindset, growth is a natural human need. No matter what age you are, what level of your career you are, growth is a natural requirement. So when we are young kids, there is a natural growth, of course. We are growing physically. That keeps us happy and satisfied. We are growing. We are growing in height, we are growing in weight until we reach to the adulthood. And then we are in college and universities, we are learning, first year of college, second year of college, third year, we are growing. Even you complete your education, you start your career, you started to grow, you started learning new things. And in most cases, in the beginning of career, you get some promotions. There is a sense of growth which keeps you going. Problem starts when you hit the middle. And there the problem starts, because a fundamental human need is not being fulfilled. Now what do? Not many things are in your control to fulfill that need, but you can keep learning. You can keep developing yourself. And that is probably the most optimal area you can focus on in those times, middle of the career or middle of the age. Either you are growing or you are declining. There is nothing stable. Really nothing is stable. If you think you are stable, actually you are declining, because if you are not learning. So always, as I mentioned earlier, that to stay the same place, you need to learn new things at least 10% of your time. That's the key. You need to learn new things. And if you want to really make growth, do it even higher number. Fifth mindset. It's not really about how long did you work with what employer, what was your position, what were your responsibilities, really not. What matters, what were your achievements? Whether you work for one employer for 10 years or 10 employers in 10 years, your roles, responsibilities do not matter. How many achievements you can list on your CV or resume, that's very important. Think wherever you are spending time, are you really achieving? Are you really making achievements? And that is very important for your career and growth. Sixth mindset. Many people complain, I don't have the right company. I'm not in the right company. I don't have the right boss. My environment is not right. The company is not growing. Who is responsible for it? If you take that responsibility that you are responsible, you start to feel in control. And if you feel in control, you can fix it. It may take longer time, but you can fix it.